Hi, people. Welcome to the personality test assessment series. Yes, I'm making some user manuals so that you can download. The link is in the description box, this Excel sheet which I'm showing on the screen. And you can now begin to understand the advanced levels of thinking, what is the predilection of tasks, what is good for you in terms of deciding what is your career path, what is your personality type. This is one small segment of the personality type assessment. Okay, so why am I calling it advanced first? Advanced thinking style. Why is this advanced? Well, these are for the young men and women who are in their teens, who are the young youth, young adults, and so on and so forth. Why is this test useful to you? Well, because first of all, it gives you what tasks you are good at. What's the style of functioning of your mind? That is so important to understand before you come to a decision of your career. What would you like to do in life? What kind of fields you would like to engage yourself in, spend your life doing? Yes. So advanced thinking style test comprises, as you can see if I'm pointing here, to 5 different tabs. Functional, which has 10 questions, forms, which has 10 more questions, levels, which has 8 questions, scope, which has 10 questions, and leaning, which has 10 more questions. So it's quite a bit to go through. It's about 48 questions in all. So let's start with the first one. The first tab here shows functional. Now, how do you answer? The same as the rest of the sheets if you have seen this playlist. You go to the answer tab and you type in yes in one of the cells here. This is an Excel worksheet, so you can do that. I would suggest you type in only one answer per question, one of the selection. It's a multiple choice question, so you can straight away answer it. Now, how do you benefit? What is this first one? Functional. What is a functional style test? Well, it gives you this pie chart when you finish this answer sheet. For example, this has not been typed, so let me just type a yes here randomly so that it changes the pie chart as you go along, right? My suggestion, just type in one selection per question. So question is asked and you have to select one, and that will decide what type of functional alignment you have in your mind, which means either you're executive, legislative, or judicial. Now, what do these mean? Not necessarily you'll be a judge or something. Legislative means this person has a predilection of tasks that require creation, formulation, planning of ideas, strategies, products, and the like. That's legislative kind of thinking. An executive, not everyone's an executive, is the one who has predilection of tasks, projects, situations that provide structure, procedures, and rules to work with. Okay. Although modifiable, this can serve as guidelines to measure progress. These people are intent on measuring progress of everything, the planners, the managers, and so on. The judicial ones has a predilection of tasks for analysis, evaluation, comparison, contrast, judgment of existing ideas, strategies, projects, and the like. So, as you can see, all are required. There's no one good or bad here, and there's not one person who has only one and not the others. It's a shade of things. It's always a shade of things. We are all comprised as personalities of a number of sides to us, right? So this pie chart, for example, gives that this person has more better in legislative kind of tasks. That's all it means. Next comes the percentage of judicial and executive, which are equal almost here. So your idea should be to get the best of what your dominant side of your personality is. What are you most best suited to? Let's take the next one, forms. Now the forms is again the same kind of Excel worksheet. It's got 10 questions again. Okay. And you type in yes in one of the cells here against every question, multiple choice. And what does form mean? Form has got 4 sections: anarchic, hierarchic, monarchic, and oligarchic. Now, anarchic doesn't mean you go around creating chaos. Let's see what they are. What does this mean? Hierarchic means you want to have those kind of tasks in your hand which likes to have multiple things in a given time frame, but you assign differential priorities for getting them done. Means you're good at getting priorities in the order of hierarchy. The monarchic guy is a single-minded person. You want to achieve one task and one task only first before getting on to the next, right? Oligarchic has a predilection of tasks, what he wants to do, which has competing approaches, multiple aspects or goals that are equally important. Suppose I want to do A and B and both are my priorities. What do I do now? This individual likes hierarchically oriented ones, likes to do multiple things, but the oligarchic individual adapts well to competing demands. Suppose there are two demands which are equally important in your life. Let it be personal, let it be professional, it doesn't matter. But now I got to find out which one I need to do. Both are important, I need to do both, but which one comes first? These kind of people, oligarchic, are good at that. Anarchic has a predilection where you take random approaches. As the name suggests, anarchic means a random approach. Sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I'll do that. The asymmetry, the symmetry in chaos, this is where the anarchic comes into the picture. Okay. Next tab, if we take it, is called levels. Levels has two answers. The answering form is the same. You type in yes or no in multiple choice questions there. It's got about 8 questions and 4 choices each question. It says whether you are local or global. As the name suggests, this is fairly simple. The local individual wants to do tasks which require them to keep track of details and focus on concrete specifics of a situation. The global guy, on the other hand, employs the style to think them out of major ideas and not worry about details. It's about details versus larger picture here. This test will tell you how much of a local person you are, how much of a global person you are, right? Next comes scope. Scope means what? Either it's internal or external. Again, answering form is the same. I won't go through that again. It's either internal or external. The individual who is more internal, prefers to work alone, is typically introverted and uncomfortable in groups. This somewhat ties in more closely with neuro-linguistic programming one also, which has to do with working in isolation or working with teams. External guy, on the other hand, prefers to work with others, extroverted, and is very comfortable in a group setting. So you shouldn't try to put yourself in team settings if you are a lone wolf. If you are a kind of person who likes to do things privately, or if you are a writer, for example, you want to work alone by yourself. You are good in your own surroundings, like how I am doing here in my bedroom, right? But if the person is extroverted, he needs a team, he needs a place to work, he needs to see people, he needs to interact with people. That's how it changes who you are. Last tab worksheet is called leaning. What is your predominant leaning? Are you conservative or are you a liberal? I think people in America should take this test to really find out if they're a liberal mindset or if they're a conservative mindset. So this has also got 10 questions which will tell you whether you are a conservative or you are a liberal. Now, what does that mean in terms of tasks? A liberal mindset will like new challenges and new ambiguities, uncertainties. They thrive on uncertainties. These are the kind of people who thrive on chaos. I got a lot of chaos going around me, and now I have to pick one which works the best. They thrive on that. The conservative person likes to minimize change and avoid ambiguity, just the opposite. So that's why just 2 choices. Yes. So take this test. The download link is below. And if you have any questions, you can message, you can leave a comment and see how this goes, what worked out for you, what type of dominant personality type you are. I'd like to have your comments. Okay, take care.